Hi Stampers! Welcome to Great Inspirations. My name is Kim Tolbert and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in southeastern Indiana. I'm so glad you're joining me today because we are going to take a look at a bundle of products. It is a stamp set and a die set that is featured in the current Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, and that would be the January through April 2024 mini. And this is a stamp set that you may have overlooked because I did the first few times I looked through the catalog. But the bundle is called Wild Ferns, and it is right here in the mini catalog on page 21. But I must have looked through the catalog 2 or 3 times before it really caught my eye. And what caught my eye was this image right here. Because I've lived in a few places, one of which was northern Maine, and there are ferns called fiddlehead ferns. And this, to me, looks exactly like a fiddlehead fern. And actually, fiddlehead ferns are edible. Sort of a spinachy like taste, a little different, but that's all I could think to describe it. Several people that I knew when we lived in Maine, they would go collect them and cook them, and that's how I came to taste one, because I'm not sure I would have otherwise. But anyway, I think one of the main reasons I overlooked this stamp set was these samples did not appeal to me. Just, I don't know, just the colors, and it didn't appeal to me. And that is not a knock on whomever made the samples or Stampin' Up! Or anything like that. That's just my personal taste. And this was a good reminder to me that don't just look at samples. Look at the stamp set, take your time. Don't let the samples decide for you whether or not you like that stamp set. Because that was a rule I used to follow, but I must have forgotten it when I was looking through the catalog those first couple of times. I also think this stamp set, because it's very, natural, lots of items from nature here, and this nice background stamp that's kind of gauzy or maybe even burlappy. Just reminds me of the natural world, and so I think it would also pair very nicely with this suite we talked about a couple weeks ago, the Nature's Sweetness. Remember this one? It's on page 41 here. Remember, it has the 2 stamp sets, the Lovely and Sweet and the Notes of Nature. But I just thought, and here you can see these better on the next 2 pages, but I just thought some of the elements in these stamp sets and some of the greetings, here's some more of these elements, I just thought those would look nice also with this Wild Ferns stamp set. So let me show you the actual, here's the stamp set. As you can see, it has 4 fern images, and then this background, and then it has 5 greetings. And here I've stamped them out, as I always do, just to give a different view from the black and the white. And then the dies, here are the dies that I've cut out. There are these 2, and these 3, and then this, there's a die that cuts out both of these. These are all just little extras that you can add to your cards. These 4 dies cut out these 4 images. Now there are also, put them on the back, these 3 label dies. But as you can see, when I put this die in the middle of this die and then put these 2 in the middle of this one, you can make some nice frames. And the greetings included in this stamp set do fit on these labels, either vertically or, horizontally or vertically. I knew something didn't sound right there. So there are the dies, and here are the actual dies minus 2, because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about these two and just some things I found when I was working with them. So we'll do that here just in a second. But here are some sample cards I made using the stamp sets and the dies. And as you can see, there's a lot of white on these cards. I decided that this just seemed like a nice stamp set and die set to make white on white cards. And one tip that I have when you're doing the white on white, try to stay to the white on white. You do not know how difficult it was for me not to put a colorful mat, maybe either the crumb cake or the granny apple green, behind this image. But nope, it's got to be white on white. As you can see, your image and your greeting, there's a little color, but I do have a white card base along with a white mat that I have embossed with an embossing folder that is actually available for free. It is part of Celebration, the Softly Sophisticated bundle. It comes with a coordinating stamp set, and you can get that for free with a $100 order. And I thought I had those embossing folders, but you know what? I guess I found them. Here it is, right here. Don't know if you can really see that very well. Let's see if I can. You can see the design a little better. Like I say, this is free with a $100 order, and it does come with a stamp set, and that's Softly Sophisticated. And then one of the embossing folder I used on this one, it is also free. It comes 2 in a pack. This is called the Stripes and Spatters. Here's the stripes, here's the spatters. And let's see. There's the stripes. And the spatters. And as you can see, this is one that goes through the mini. However, because my paper here is 4 1/4 inches wide, I used it in my regular stamp and emboss machine. And all I had to do was I just cut my paper to the size I wanted it, put it in here, ran it through. And then where it stopped, I just lined this up, but then I had to put it in this way and ran it through. And as you can see, you cannot tell where one stopped and the other began. So that's how I did that. But like I said, right now with the $50 order, you can get this pack of both of these embossing folders for free. So those are the cards. Now on my corresponding blog post, I will have the instructions and the cutting measurements and the supplies for what I used on each of these cards. And there will be a link to that blog post in the description of this video. Now, back to the dies. And we're going to talk about, let me get these two. These two right here. What I like about them is they have this lip. And you can put adhesive on that. And it makes it so easy to adhere it to, this is of course, a label for a greeting, or you could stamp an image there. But it just makes it so easy to just glue those right on. And that is what I did on this card right here. I just glued them to my greeting, and then I put the whole piece up on dimensionals. I didn't worry too much about these. They're really nice, I think, just kind of hanging out there. Now, when you go to put them in an envelope, you need to be just slightly, be a little more careful than usual, but it's really no problem. But I just thought that looked really nice, and it's just so easy to adhere them. Now, you don't have to, of course, use just this label. You can cut out your own square, rectangle, whatever, and adhere these. And you don't have to use just two. And of course, they can go any way you want them. You can make a whole square out of them, whatever you want to do, but it sure makes it really easy to adhere them with this lip on there. So, cutting them out might be a little more difficult because see all these little pieces, and hopefully I will be able to show you why it's going to be really great if you have the Take Your Pick tool die brush, and it does come with this styrofoam mat, and it just, you get it just like this, and you get, I forget if it comes with one or two of these, but you do get the not styrofoam, the foam mat, and then this goes this end of the Take Your Pick tool, where I usually have, here, let me show you, this, where I usually have my little gummy thing that can pick up stuff, and it just twists right in there. And then for this, the easiest way I found to get it out, because at first what I did was I kind of, well, that came right out, but I kind of was having to tear it, kind of pick it away from this. But this one, apparently I didn't have to do that with. So what you can do though is you just use your brush, roll over it, and then it should make all that come out a whole lot easier. Let's try that one more time. Because you're going to be pulling it from the die, as opposed to how I was pulling it earlier today from the paper. See how nice and neat it comes out? Let me see if I can, yeah, here we go. See, today I had to kind of pull it, well, no, that one came out, oh, yay! I must not have rolled it hard enough. But anyway, get all these rolled out. And this just makes it just so much easier. Because I was having a hard time this morning. I'm so happy these are coming out so well. So anyway, that was my little trick for getting these out nice and easily. Oh, you know what? I think when I know what happened. When I'd rolled it through and then I pulled it out and I went to pick it up, some of it didn't come up, and I had to, well, I used this end of my Take Your Pick tool, and I had to kind of pull it. That must have been what happened. But anyway, This, the brush, the take your pick tool, the little mat, it really comes in handy for your die cutting. So now I'll put these two back on the magnet here, and now you can see the whole set of dies. And this, you remember I told you there was two that they just one die, but it cuts out two pieces. That's that die. Okay. And somebody asked me, where do I get my magnets? These are vent covers. I just get them at Lowe's. There's, I think, 3 to a package, and I think I can get, depending on how wide the die set is, I can get 2 to 3, maybe more, dies per sheet. They're just white on the back, and I just cut them with my scissors. They're easy to cut. So there's that. Our little fern pieces away. So again, here are those cards, the white on white cards, which I think they look really nice, but I think they look even better when, because I have made white on white cards where I've just put the white card base and then the mat is white, but I didn't emboss it. But I just think they look really good when they're embossed, and dry embossed, of course, with the embossing folders. And I do like these little pops of color and just a very few embellishments. So again, that is the Wild Ferns bundle, which comes with the stamp set and the dies, and you get a 10% discount when you buy them as a bundle. You can buy each one separately if you care to. And here again is what they look like, stamped out in a few different colors, and the die cut ones. And then here are those labels. So there you go. That is the Wild Ferns bundle. I thank you all so much for joining me today. And until next time, stamp happy.